Hey guys, welcome back to Outer Worlds. My name's Ciarasteina, and I went back and I was able to figure out what I did wrong to make sure that the two of them didn't, or at least that she didn't go back, which I think the town desperately needs her because everyone else is getting sick. If you talk to Thompson about basically anything else other than he needs to get the hell out of there, which I tried to do, like other things, like you can watch the previous reporting. But in the end, I was able to get him to leave willingly. So I'm back, and here we are.
I never thought I'd see the day that Reed Thompson abandoned his post. Suppose we all have a breaking point. Suppose it's time our flock made our way back to Edgewater.
Yay!
We must tend to what remains of the town
She needed to
and carry
be
on with
in
our lives as
charge
best we may.
because no one here is getting
You're
sick.
vexing to me, you know? Injuring us with one hand, helping us with the other. Here, I'm giving you something to leave us be. It's a ransom, you understand, not a reward.
Mm-hmm. You also get Adelaide's watch, which costs a pretty penny. I mean, I missed the things. Guess I'm just trying to set it right. Edgewater's better off with you running the
You're
place.
telling me you did all this just to put me in charge of Edgewater? Stranger, you are some kind of twisted.
Well, yeah.
I might turn that old cannery into a garden. Got ourselves
Good.
a whole cemetery bursting with bodies. I need some time to gather my personals. Long walk back to Edgewater. Got a considerable burden to carry.
Okay, take care. I'm taking this. And I don't think I actually have to talk
Your
to
wits
these
about me, friend.
guys.
One of us want to go see what happened?
Sorry. I'm just trying to figure...
Emily tells me she's moving back to Edgewater.
Adelaide said that? Was she sober at the time? I never imagined she'd step foot in Edgewater long as Reed ran the town.
I just want to make sure these guys
Something
go
must have
back.
changed in Edgewater. Adelaide's good as family. If she's going back, so are we.
Okay. And talk to you.
Never liked Reed much.
Can't say I'm sorry he's gone.
Okay, that's pretty much it. Alright. So, map. Oh, we have to do the other quest. Return to the vicar. Why is it not showing it? Oh, there it is. So yeah, it took me a couple tries to figure out what I did wrong, but basically if you talk to Thompson about anything other than basically he needs to get the hell out of there, then he just gets ultra defensive and won't leave. He gets obstinate. So
It's a fine new day in Edgewater. The cannery hums, streetlights and faces glow. I suppose this means the two of you were able to sort out the matter?
you and the deserters are moving back, you and Adelaide.
I am somewhat taken aback by that. Given the heat between her and Mr. Thompson, what deal did you strike with her, I wonder?
I'm just gonna go around it.
Wonderful. This is fantastic. Well worth all the sacrifices I... Wait. What the fuck is this? Is this
Whoa.
French? I
Vicar!
can't fucking read French.
Vicar!
It's a
Language!
law-forsaken joke is what it is. French. Ha! I was so high and mighty, preaching to the yokels about following the plan, while fighting it at every turn.
Just one for herself. Overreacting. That book seems more important than you let on.
There is little more important than such a precious, rare text. I've spent my life searching for the keys to unlocking the secrets of the universal equation that underlies the plan. I had hoped this book held some of those answers. I became so desperate, I even got myself assigned to this plague-ridden backwater to find the damn thing. All the time and suffering I've spent. Wasted.
Why not just find somebody that speaks French?
Bokonu, the author, had some interesting theories about man's perception of reality that I thought could be applied to our attempts to decipher the plan. Unfortunately, he was also one of the founders of the Philosophist school of thought, so the book is banned in this colony.
Of course. Let's see, what's the philosophist?
Philosophism's a false religion that stands in contradiction to almost
Philosophism's a
everything we know
false
to be true.
religion?
They believe all is chaos, in stark contrast to OSI's belief in the plan.
I thought I was always just
But most of the
theorizing,
philosophist
not
perversion
believing
of
in
Bokonu's
theory.
thoughts
But
came more than a century after his death.
let's see, a vicar searching for a banned book sets a bad example, doesn't it?
The story of my life. Most lay people are not aware of this, but we've not discovered any new insights into the plan for a long, long time. I had an idea that we should welcome the truth, no matter where we found it. I had the worse idea to share my thoughts with a superior. And that's how I ended up assigned prison duty, where I was fool enough to let an inmate bend my ear with stories of an original Bokonu journal. But that's neither here nor there. What I need to do now is to find a translator, obviously.
Yeah.
But to do that, I'll first need to secure transport. You have a ship.
I was gonna
Perhaps
say,
I
I
could make
happen to
myself
have a
of use
ship.
to your crew.
What's in it for me?
Free spiritual counseling, someone to watch your back, not to mention a grown-up in the party.
Hey!
I'm 28.
Exactly.
She seems young for 28.
I'm pretty handy with a toss-ball stick, or any blunt instrument, really. I'm also a passable gun hand, if it comes to that. I can usually talk my way out of conflict, though. Oh, I'm fairly competent at hacking computers as well.
You're a vicar? All that part of the vicar training?
Well, understanding computers is, though I admit I took it further than most. And I was quite the 32nd back during my penitentiary term. Left many an opponent bleeding in the prison yard.
It sounds like quite the vicar. Yeah.
Of course. I'm a vicar who is dedicated to his calling. More dedicated than any other you'll find
So
in
you're
this
a
colony.
fanatic.
I joined the OSI to help decipher the grand plan. But instead, I ended up the vicar in a prison due to ignorance and politics. Then I came here. Satisfied?
Not really. Okay.
Fantastic. I promise you won't regret this.
Edgewater's gonna miss you. Folk here always had good things to say about their vicar.
Thank you, Ms. Holcomb. I'll be glad for the change of scenery. And to leave this place behind.
I
It
guess
is my
the feeling
esteemed
wasn't
pleasure
mutual.
to serve as your crew vicar, Captain.
And now I have him. Vicar Max. You come with a sawed-off shotgun. That actually does quite a bit of damage. Let's see. Wow, it does a lot more damage. And then a telescoping staff, it's 86. 89. Oh, 113. 142. Any more? Alright, so now I need to deck you out in some good armor. That's actually pretty good armor. Could always tinker with this stuff too. I don't know if it'll actually make it any better, but increases tech skills. Okay, so 10 hack, 30 negative 30% threat gen, positive 30% threat gen, and base health. We'll do hack. So apply. Yes. Oh, I leveled again? Jeez. All right. Okay, let's put that at 20. I have 4 points available. So I'll put that to 40 as well. Oh, cool. Okay. Reputation. Groundbreaker, revering. Ooh, why am I so negative with the deserters? I'm only 2 with Spacer's Choice. I thought I would be horrible. Lots of people I haven't met yet. Alright. So I guess we're done here. Let's see. Map. Journal. Return to the unreliable. Okay. Before we do that, I actually wanted to check on that guy up here. If I can. Can I jump up here? Damn. Ah. Damn you, invisible wall. I was wanting to check on that guy that we left up there without a gun or anything, but I guess that's not happening. Now, where are all the people that were around here saying I couldn't take off? It's like now suddenly I can take off.
Is this your ship?
Hi, jeez.
Oh my stars, she is just so handsome. Does she have a name yet? What's her drive model? Oh.
I don't know.
Listen to me babbling. When I was in Edgewater, I dreamed of flying on a real ship, working on a real engine, belonging to a proper crew. I'm the only decent mechanic Edgewater's got, but every time I think of going back, I get this sinking feeling.
I can understand not wanting to go back. You didn't seem happy. You never been on a ship water. There's people in Edgewater need you. Yeah.
Well, it's kind of you to say that. And you're right. I wasn't happy. I want to ask you something, and you can say no. But
Oh, I thought that was a
can I
given.
come with you? I could tend to your engine. I know my G-valves for my catalyzers, and I can keep your ship singing. And if you ever need a pair of eyes watching your back, I can do that too. What do you think?
I'd be glad to have you along. Pick a cabin. You just met me. Why would you want to go into space with a stranger? Fair question.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that. Edgewater was on the verge of collapse before you showed up. You sent them power, and now the town might see another season. And you talked Miss McDevitt into coming back to town. Maybe one day, Edgewater will have a garden where that cannery once stood. You ain't exactly a stranger anymore. You've done some kindness hereabouts. I wouldn't mind following somebody like that.
You're sweet.
Yes! I mean, thanks. You won't regret this, ma'am. Captain. I can call you Captain now. Ha! I got a captain.
I got a captain. Okay, here we go. Do I just go to her?
Captain, I have detected that Edgewater's power supply is now optimal. I applaud your willingness to invest your time in the local community.
You're welcome.
What can I do for you, Captain?
I have a power regulator.
Do you know how to install a power regulator?
Absolutely not. I guess I do.
Outstanding, Captain. Your aptitude for engineering will prove invaluable in the event of another catastrophic engine failure. Our engine room is located behind you. Across the cargo bay, up the ladders.
Across the cargo bay, up the ladders, where the green dot is. Oh, I forgot it doesn't auto climb. That looks hot. Literally hot. These are workstations. Is it here? No, that's a respecking machine. Why are you guys following me? Go find your homes. Use workbench. Tinker. Let's see. Where'd I get this? Elite troop armor? Is that what Parvati's wearing? Yeah, she is. Okay. Oh, see what I'm wearing. Level 4 makeshift low pressure suit. Stealth skills, tech skills. No skills. Stealth skills. That's tech skills. Yeah, I guess I'll tinker with mine. Yes. Oh, it costs a lot of money. Cancel that. Repair. Let's see, how's my gun doing? Yeah, sure. Let's see. Breakdown. Time to start breaking stuff down. And I think I'm just gonna break it all down. And I'm probably gonna regret all that. Let's save the game. So that's a new one. So accept that. Okay. Breakdown, gear. Keeping this because it's decent. They're already outfitted, so don't worry about that. Let's see. What you
What
get to
can I
say?
do for you, Captain?
I've installed the power regulator.
All systems are operating within acceptable parameters. I am prepared to bring the unreliable into low-altitude orbit. This should prove an adequate test of our flight capabilities.
Let's get out of here. That looks so cool. Damn, that was fast. Against all odds, the unreliable takes flight. I love how it's called like the reliable, but
From Dr. Phineas Wells.
oh god, haven't been waiting to hear from him.
Ah, there you are. Hale and hearty, and captain of your own ship. I see you're putting the unreliable to
I like
good
her
use.
looks.
Shame about her former captain. Horrible way to die. How are you feeling, by the way? I lost track of you in that cave back there. Experiencing any unnatural drippage? Perfectly normal side effect of thawing, I assure you.
No thanks. Also I can slow down time.
Oh, that, yes, that's probably permanent. I wouldn't worry about it, though. I'm sure you're fine.
Still haven't used it
What
very
you
much.
saw in Emerald Vale is happening all across the colony. Food shortages, lack of supplies, and basic necessities. We're dying. The chairman, the minister, and all their lackeys on the board are to blame. The Hope has some of the brightest minds Earth ever sent us. If we can revive the Hope's colonists, they can help us undo the board's mistakes. They can help us set things right. You need to get to Stellar Bay on Monarch. I have contacts there. They'll help me, help us, find the chemicals to revive your fellow colonists. Gladys Kelly, lovely woman, runs a cozy little black marketing
Speak to
outfit
Gladys on the
Groundbreaker.
Groundbreaker.
She can get you a nav key to land on Stellar Bay.
Why do I need a nav key to land on a planet? Black market. Yeah, why do I need a nav key?
Strictly speaking, Monarch is a moon, terraformed badly, and almost completely lawless.
Semantics.
You'll love it. Captains don't fly their own ships, you see. Your navigation terminal handles the, navigation. Think of a nav key as a set of flight instructions. The board's been confiscating nav keys for Stellar Bay, so we must rely on unconventional means of acquisition. Hence, Miss Gladys Kelly.
Right, the black marketeer. Yeah.
Without a skip drive, good luck. You'll be dead before you make it to the nearest star. Look, I admire your optimism, but the sad truth is you're stuck here. You, me, and the rest of this colony. We're all skating precariously around the edge of oblivion together. None of us are leaving Halcyon alive, so we may as well make it a better place. And we can start by reviving the Hope.
About this Gladys person, how do I know I can trust her?
Gladys and I have been doing business for years. Her smuggling credentials are unimpeachable. If anyone can get you a key to Monarch, it's her.
Can't I land somewhere outside Stellar Bay?
In theory, I suppose you could land your ship in Cascadia, and in theory, I suppose you might survive the experience. Cascadia is utterly seething with dangerous, highly aggressive creatures, more than capable of tearing you limb from limb. You'd have to be a lunatic to land in Cascadia, and I'm reasonably certain I tested your brain for incipient signs of insanity. Trust me, talk to Gladys Kelly.
Fine.
Excellent. I'll send her a wireless. Let her know you're coming. By the way, I gave Captain Hawthorne a disguise apparatus of my own design, cutting-edge technology, years ahead of its time. I call it the holographic shroud. I'm sure it will prove
Retrieve the
remarkably
shroud.
useful to you. You'll find it in the captain's quarters.
It's like a Harry Potter cloak. What a holographic
Marvelous
shroud
device.
is.
I'm quite proud of myself. The shroud changes the user's appearance to mimic that of another. It has limits. First-generation technology, you see, but promising. Exciting to see it in use at last. Very simply, the holographic shroud uses biometric information contained on standard identity cartridges to generate a holographic projection around you.
You mentioned this thing has limitations.
Only stands up to a casual scrutiny. Use it too long, bound to flicker, blur, something like that. Movement makes it more likely. Best used in moderation. When you see guards in your path you can't sneak past, for example. Maintain your distance. Act normal. No running, no jumping. Don't draw their attention. If they pay attention, they're more likely to notice flaws in the hologram.
Why do I need a gadget for this? Can I just steal a uniform?
A change of clothes. What is this? Some old spy serial? What inattentive and brainless guard would be fooled by such a shabby disguise? The holographic shroud masks not only your clothes, but your face and fingerprints. It modulates your voice and sweetens your breath.
Oh, well, thank you. How the hell does a hologram sweeten your breath? Love it.
Science, that's how.
Oh, well, that explains everything. Seems far-fetched.
The beauty is they don't expect it. The shroud is the only one of its kind. We humans have a tendency to overlook the unexpected.
That is true.
Activate the disguise, walk past someone. What do they see? A figure dressed like a fellow employee. Don't act odd. They won't focus on you.
I'll put it to good
Excellent.
use.
I'll contact you once you've found a way to get to Stellar Bay. If you have any questions, come see me in my lab. And remember, don't trust the board. They'll try to win you over with promises of wealth and power, but it's a lie. The board's only interested in filling their own pockets. If we don't put a stop to them, they're going to run this colony to the ground.
Transmission ended. If you are ready to depart, please select a destination on your navigation terminal.
Guess we're going to the groundbreaker. This? Ooh, cool. Groundbreaker. Oh, it's a docking bay thing. It's a ship. Okay. How do I... Oh. Welcome to the system map. Here you can see all the planets in the system as well as some special points of interest that you may have discovered. You can fly your ship to any location you have unlocked, though some landing bays require special codes and keys, therefore they allow you to land there. Moving between planets is considered extremely dangerous, and all employees are encouraged to remain home or at work. Thank you, I guess. Okay, so now can I use it? Okay, why can't I use it? Use the system map to travel. I'm here, aren't I? Warning, dangerous Cascadia landing pad. Oh, I'm a fucking idiot. Yeah, it really does look like Mass
We've arrived
Effect.
at the groundbreaker.
Oh, wow. That's pretty cool. What now? What do I do now?
Welcome back, Captain. How can I be of assistance?
Talk to you later. Oh, I gotta go upstairs. Oh, probably for... Yeah, sure.
Hey, Captain. I heard that Groundbreaker's got a real good engineer. A lady named Junlei Tennyson.
What about her?
I was thinking that maybe I ought to meet her. If you got time to swing us by, I mean. I don't got much experience fixing actual spaceships. I bet you can't of
I love doing
beans she could
quests
teach
for
me all manner of stuff.
companions. I thought you said you can keep this boat in good repair.
I abso-surely can. I'm a passing fair mechanic. Even Mr. Thompson would have said it's my only skill. But I'm used to working on
he's a
cannery
dick.
lines, AG loaders and the like.
And he's gone.
There's tricks about ships I ain't learned yet. All I'm looking for is a few pointers. I bet a lady who runs a whole station has forgot more than I ever learned.
Are you asking to leave my crew and join hers?
Gosh, no, Captain. I aim to stay so long as I'm welcome. I figured Junlei and I could confabulate over wireless or by message. And maybe when we put into Groundbreaker, I could stop by to visit her sometimes. But only when you don't need me with you.
Aw. Sure.
Thanks, Captain. I'll be sure to make it worth your time. Did you want to talk about something else?
No.
Captain Hawthorne used to be more dashing.
Thanks. Dick. Holographic Shroud. The holographic shroud projects a disguise on you and your companions. It gives you access to restricted areas, provided you have the correct ID cartridge for that area. Restricted areas are off limits to unauthorized personnel and otherwise result in being attacked on sight. Cool. This looks like, forget the name of that game. From you, Bedford. Wingman's Bedford. Oh, I forgot to mention my previous message. Silly me, I'm mailing you a copy of my favorite serial, Space Adventures of Singularity Steel. It's about a dashing space pirate with a heart of, well, steel. It's not exactly board approved, so don't go showing it to your spacer buddies. I hope it will amuse you while you're out adventuring. Any similarities to certain someone are entirely intentional. Wink, wink. Udon. Damn, now I want udon noodle soup. Return to root. Is that the only on? Yeah, okay. Archive message. Lots of this Bedford guy. Dearest Alex, I can't tell you how pleased I am to finally hear from you. Your message was hilarious. I'm delighted by your sense of humor and tale of your hijinks. I hope your terminal will cooperate for the foreseeable future. By the by, God, they really do speak like they're from Firefly. By the by, I was scraping Groundbreaker's comms network for tasty little tidbits, and I noticed you declined to dock at Edgewater's landing pad and instead touched down in the wilderness. You rugged individualist, you. I only pray that idiot Dobson wasn't giving you any trouble. Anyway, I hope your meeting down on Terra 2 proves fruitful, and I look forward to corresponding with greater regularity. Your best friend, Udon. Alex, I don't know where you were raised, but I hazard to guess it may have been a barn, because anyone with even a modicum of decent bearing would know it's unforgivably rude to ignore the ardent, sincere messages of one's friends. Best Udon, please respond. He's dead. Dear Alex, hello, hello. Hope this finds you well. It was a pleasure to see you in my office again last week. Once again, I'm terribly sorry about the impounding mix-up. How could it have happened a second time? Terminals these days, I swear, dreadfully unreliable. Aha, just like your ship. But I hope you've given some time to think of that thing we discussed. You know, about the Wells fellow. I'm sorry to press, but I have the strangest tickling feeling that you really do know him. And if you could just tell me where he is, well, it would be marvelous for our friendship, wouldn't it? Looking forward to seeing you again. Quote, wingman, winky face. Dear Alex, hello, Udom here, Udom Bedford. We met, so I'm reading them in reverse. When we met, I accidentally impounded your ship. My silly fat fingers embarrassed me once again. I hope that wasn't too terribly inconvenient for you. It was such a pleasure for me, and I tremendously appreciate your forbearance in not throttling me. You really are quite the gentleman. If you're ever in Groundbreaker's airspace, well, space, please don't hesitate to look me up. The Lost Hope serves Spectrum vodka. Perhaps we could try every color, really tie one on. Let me know, your new friend Udom. Oh, was there anything else? Logs. Captain's note, shrink ray. Note to self, remember this later, know better. Ada, remind me weekly to check this log until I tell you to stop. Yes, I mean continually. No, Ada, not if I'm dead. Why would you even ask me that? Back to my point. I saw in actuality with my own two eyes a sublimely powerful weapon in Wells' lab, just sitting there for the taking. If the gray hair were to look away or forget about it maybe, or if I asked him a smidgen more nicely, he called it a shrink ray, but wouldn't let me test that claim after I lost my temper. Says he was inspired to create the thing by the achievements of other scientists who dared to push the boundaries of human knowledge and decency laws. I have heard rumors of fantastical weapons like this one, weapons that push the boundaries of the mind and science's cutting edge, but I figured they were just stories, to be honest. Laying eyes on Wells' shrink ray firsthand is enough to make a fellow wonder if there's more to the rumors. More to be had. AH. Or 2. Hammer power. The last time I got sloshed, I was imbibing at the Lost Hope on the Groundbreaker. Look, Udom was really free with the drinks. He seemed like an okay fellow. I shamelessly but subtly eavesdropped on 2 Mardettes yammering about a mad scientist some years back who'd claim he'd make a huge discovery that would change the fate of the colony. Like none of us had ever heard that one before. But here's the good part. The Mardettes said the mad scientist kept yelling about the hammer's power or something similar. A strange weapon with special power created by a crazy lab coat. Sure fits the bill. Could be another one of the weapons that inspired Wells. Black market leech. Why won't Wells give the shrink ray to me? Blast him to the depths of the labyrinth on Tartarus and back. Let the record show I did apologize for shouting him down 5 times, but architect be damned, just sitting there, neglected and gathering dust. I should have commandeered it and thanked him without asking permission, or breaking expensive equipment when he said it wasn't ready yet, and even if it were, he couldn't entrust it to someone like me. What does that even mean, I ask? That I'm not trustworthy enough? That I'd use it to wipe out the good, hard-working folks of the colony like some sort of moralist psycho? I'll admit to maintaining some questionable associations, but I follow a strict code of me, myself, and mine. What's not to respect in that? Exactly. Now I have to wait until Wells forgets or thinks he's misplaced it. In the meanwhile, I have been tracking down additional rumors pertaining to others of these science weapons throughout Halcyon. If gossip holds true, my next step will be to check with black market merchants on the Groundbreaker and in Fallbrook. That is so cool because I grew up in a city called Fallbrook. That's my hometown. So, cool. Oh wow,
Make
okay.
yourself at home, Captain.
Actually gave me quests. see what's going on here. Oh, what are you? No response from the automechanical unit. A serial number etched on its chassis includes the word Sam. Okay. There's nothing I can do with you, though? It's kind of a bummer. This is not a petunia. Petunia the plant. Pick up Ollie Ollie Toxifree? Yeah, might as well take it. Modern Steel Wrench and You. The book is heavily dog-eared with doodles in the margins. Banged up toolbox, full of modified tools with unique mechanical usages. Digging around in here would be an easy way to lose a finger to a sawtoothed blade. Pick up spade. Pet pills. Ammo. I shall take all the ammo. Oh, is that a picture of her dad? Yeah. Oh, she looks just like him. Oxycomp aromatic. Little head. Oh, there's lots of bunks in here. Oh, hey, Vicar. Tossball trading cards in mint condition. Most of these cards represent players from the Hephaestus Hammers and the Tile Breakers. Journey of Maximilian de Soto.
As always, I am at your disposal.
Recognize his
Anything
voice.
you'd like to discuss?
Whoa.
Bokonu, the author, had some interesting theories about man's perception of reality that I thought could be applied to our attempts to decipher the plan. Unfortunately, he was also one of the founders of the Philosophist school of thought, so the book is banned in this colony.
Maybe that's why it was in French?
Nothing too out of the ordinary. Just your run-of-the-mill vicar with a violently enthusiastic disposition. That's what my parents called it. I grew up in a pit of a town much like Edgewater. I was destined to be a laborer like my parents, but I was infected early with a need to solve the equation. My passion didn't sit well with them.
Well, why were you so passionate about it?
My parents, ironically. They internalized the precepts of scientism like no one I've ever known. They had a pure faith, a faith that brought joy to them regardless of the situation. I envied that. I wanted that peace. I thought if I became a vicar, I could find it. Or at the very least, find out why I lacked it.
It's one of the downsides of being an atheist is you do kind of feel jealous about the people that have peace and religion. But at the same time, it's like, I'm not going to spout religion, but, you know, for certain cults and stuff, you can see through them a lot easier.
They thought I was fighting the plan, should have accepted my lot. Some people pursue the clergy for power, prestige, but that was not me.
What's this plan?
The simple version is this. The force which we call the Grand Architect created the universal equation that underlies and defines everything in the universe. Everything flows from the equation, or in layman's terms, the Grand Plan. Is the Grand Architect a consciousness? A natural force? Did it create the equation on purpose? The answers to these questions don't really matter. The equation, the plan, is all that matters. Contentment is found by accepting one's role in the plan.
If you can't help but follow the plan, then everything you do is part of it, right? It's a convenient way to control the masses, and...
It can be if abused, but that can be said about anything. However, in the case of the board and Halcyon, sadly, I believe you are correct.
Whoa. Yeah, it's quite trusting of you to sign on without knowing anything about me.
I have run headlong into too many walls in my pursuit of the truth. This book is my last hope, and you were my only hope of getting it translated.
Both book doesn't have the answers you're looking for.
I honestly don't know what I'd do. This quest has consumed me for the better part of my life. I fear there's nothing else left to me. What about you? What's your story?
Oh, you know, just, yeah. Yeah. Sure.
And how did he do that?
He stole my body from the Hope at the edge of the colony and thawed me out.
Well, you do seem different than every other colonist. Let's pretend for the moment I believe you. What are you going to do now?
I'm helping him recover more chemicals he needs to save the rest of the colonists.
That seems a dangerous proposition. Why risk your life now that it's been returned to you?
Friends, family, right thing to do.
A commendable attitude.
Remind me, what are your thoughts on philosophists?
Philosophism's a false religion that stands in contradiction to almost everything we know to be true. They believe
Didn't I
all is
hear this?
chaos, in stark contrast to OSI's belief in the plan.
Aren't you a philosophist,
But most
though?
of the philosophist perversion of Bakonu's thoughts came more than a century after his death.
Any idea where we can find someone who speaks French in this colony?
I've been thinking on that. There's a former infamous philosopher scholar who fled Terra 2 some years ago. He's an expert on Bakonu. He's also who told me of the journal's presence in Emerald Vale. If anyone in this colony
The
could translate that
person who
book,
told
it would
him
be
was
him.
a prisoner. Seriously, only one guy in this whole colony can translate French?
The only one I'm aware of. I suppose we could always just ask random passers-by if they are fluent in it.
Only I get to be a smartass. Point taken. That sounds like a great idea.
Can't believe my desperation has led me to you. Well, I just remembered there actually is a list like that. The Groundbreaker has access to it.
Of course there is.
All I need
Wow.
is access to a data cartridge from the security terminal. Their easily hackable system keeps a registry of all crew manifests for both arrivals and departures.
And it tells you what they speak? How is it a simple vicar happens to be such a highly skilled hacker?
Before I transferred to Edgewater, I had a wealth of time to develop certain secular skills during my years serving a particular penitentiary flock.
Yeah, we
I
already talked
meditated,
about you
led
being
sermons, provided guidance to the inmates
vicar
as needed,
for
of course.
Yeah.
I also played prison yard tossball and taught myself a bit about computronic security systems.
How will a crew manifest help you track down your scholar friend?
I'll comb the last 6 months of departure manifests to track the Philosophist's off-world destination.
Sounds good.
Thank you, Captain.
Oh, I wasn't done talking
By
to you.
verity, by strength.
You still have
What
a
are we
bunch
contemplating today?
of stuff to say. Oh no, I guess we're done. Okay. I'm guessing these are going to be taken up by other crewmates eventually.
Remember, this is a common use area.
Okay, what's that got to do with me stealing everything? Bathroom. Is this like a Japanese bathroom? Yeah, it is, where like the shower is in the bathroom. Huh. You can't shower or anything. That's kind of sad. Okay, you're going fine. guess we're going out. Continue. I'm not buying the vicar's story at all. Jane Elson.
Just checking your ship's manifest. Standard procedure. Welcome to Groundbreaker, by the by. Don't mind the heat. Got a few days before it reaches critical. I'm sure Miss Chief Tennyson will get it sorted before then.
Heat?
Captain. Hey, Captain. I'm in space. I never thought I'd be able to say that.
I'm born on that planet?
This halfwit just knocked out one of my workers.
Yeah, with a tossball stick. I heard you the first time. There weren't any witnesses.
Something said about Mardettes.
He's not even denying it.
Jackass had it coming.
Shut it, Felix. You're not making this any better.
You get juked with me again, you little back bay brat, I will toss you out an airlock.
This is the Groundbreaker, not
Corporate.
Byzantium. You ain't the law here. I am. Now move along.
I don't have time for this. Need a drink.
Just arrived? Head over to customs, really?
Going for a stroll around the docking base?
Unless you're in the middle of an argument.
Sure was. Got a knack for upsetting the board and the Mardettes all at once. Between you and me, I was hoping they'd come to fisticuffs.
It's almost like you wanted to get arrested.
Yeah, because I knocked my foreman out with a tossball stick. But, to be fair, I wasn't the one who started it. The guy was insulting my Rizzo's Rangers.
Rizzo's Rangers?
Look, if it's a crime to defend your favorite tossball team against slander and calumny...
You're gonna knock somebody
well, then
out
lock
about
me right
against
up.
that?
Only the finest group of tossball players ever to take the field. He's a Spacer's chosen man, though. So when the Chosen beat my Rangers the other night, my foreman comes swaggering up with his head full of boasting.
Like an adult, right?
That's when I broadsided him with a tossball stick. Yeah. Look, this was a long time coming. Guy thinks he can push me around because he's some sky-high foreman, and I'm just a back bay's dock worker. Well, former dock worker. Guess I just tendered my resignation.
Yeah. Got any plans?
Enjoy my freedom. Scrounged together enough bits for a 0G. Other than that, can't say as I do. Hey, not for nothing, but I saw you wander out of that ship over there by the dock.
Oh.
Wouldn't happen to be yours, would it?
Our third companion now? That's me.
Captain of the Unreliable. You're like something out of a serial drama. Hey, I don't want to talk your ears off, guessing you got places to be. I appreciate your time.
I never caught your name. I'm Ciarasteina.
Felix Millstone. Pleased to make your acquaintance.
See you around, Felix.
See you around, boss.
Okay, well, he didn't ask to be part of the group, so...
Do you mind? I'm trying to file a report.
Mardette.
Shh.
I'm guessing those baseball cards are going to come in handy sometime. I wish there was a icon that said that, hey, you're being noticed. Yeah, 'cause I'm like walking right in front of this dude and it's like, yeah, you can't tell. Another necklace. That's creepy, actually. They're following me like that. Oh. You found an ID cartridge used to I think it's Margaret's too, or Mardette's.
We
cargo 16 hours a day, and half of us still can't afford a bed.
That sucks.
Just arrived?
Okay, so Mardet's like a group of people. I'm being ballsy. Oh, vending machine. Sell junk. Sell all junk.
Right this way.
Actually, let's see. Could probably sell most of the food and stuff I have on me. Damn, this thing's $4,000. Oh, that's buying stuff. Oh yeah, I should have looked up, how do I have that? So that. Oh, a flawless one? Hmm. Okay. What have we
Identification, please.
There
Captain Hawthorne, you said. Let me apologize in advance. I'm about to ruin your day.
Really?
According to your ship's record, you've been flagged by the board. Your ship will be impounded until such a time as they see fit to lift it.
But we've hardly been out of
Thank
Edgewater
you.
long enough to get in trouble.
Right?
Well, isn't this wonderful? The captain's done something to get on the board's bad side.
Shut up, Vicar. You're
Now,
bad
hold
too.
on. This isn't the end of the world. Probably.
How does this
You'll
get
want to take
resolved?
it up with Udom Bedford,
Udom.
our board representative.
Well, they're
here on
friends. Oh, this is going to be
Groundbreaker. His
awkward.
office is located along the starboard wall of the promenade. Shines like a Byzantium commode. Can't miss it. Access to that information is above my pay grade, and I've turned down 3 promotions, so it stays that way. I shouldn't be mentioning it, but what the hell?
I feel
This
for you,
year,
dude.
impounding your ship, it doesn't happen much. The board knows
I've
we don't
turned
take
down
kindly to their
promotions because I didn't want the
interfering in our
extra.
operations. If I had to take a guess
like,
as to why,
Get
you
paid
must
an
have
extra
riled up
20
someone
cents a
important.
dollar or 20 cents an hour to do like 3 times the work. No thanks. This has got to be a mistake.
Not gonna lie, you're in a pickle. But Udom's an interesting guy. Might be you all could come to a
Yeah,
port
and they
to
were
complete a project.
friends, and I'm assuming his
Records show
identity.
this ain't the first time your ship's been impounded. Seems to get cleared up pretty quick. You might not be in this pickle for long. Oh, and if you're headed that way, would you mind doing me a favor?
You want me to do a favor when you impounded my ship?
Wanda Dorset over in sickbay. Tell her the shipment's not in yet. It's not coming in anytime soon, and if she'd be so obliged to get off my ass about it.
Her shipment?
A handful of SAM cleaning units retrofitted for surgery. I don't know much else. I stopped listening when she started yelling.
Got it.
Much appreciated. Is there anything else I can help you with?
Oh, jeez. Gladys?
Depends. You'll find her in the rest and go. On
He
your
even
left when
knows
you
that
enter the
she's
promenade.
black market.
Make sure you bring an empty belly.
John?
Maybe. Most of the shipping traffic in the system passes through Groundbreaker. Every couple of months, we even get a big interstellar freighter. 2 biggest operations are the board. That is, Halcyon Holdings and Sublight Salvage. But there are independent operators around the promenade deck. Most of those jobs are going to take you off station, though.
Yeah, okay. How does Halcyon Holdings work anyway?
Are you pulling my leg?
I'm new around here. I just want to hear your take on it.
It goes like this. Back on Earth, before the crossing, the powers that be were selling off stakes in distant star systems they thought had potential. A bunch of companies decided to throw in together and form the Halcyon Holdings Corporation, then buy up the rights to this here colony. That group's what we now call the board.
How does Groundbreaker fit
Groundbreaker
in?
was one of the original colony vessels to come over on the crossing, a few years before her sister ship, the Hope.
Once everybody'd been de-thawed and dropped dirt side, the original crew of the Groundbreaker decided they rather liked the spacefaring life. I guess that was the start of our independent spirit. Now, here we are.
Seems like a cool enough guy, I guess.
Yep. Groundbreaker's the only real independent port. Aside from us, there's just tramp freighters and wildcat miners. Seems like every year the board's offices get bigger and their ships take up more of the landing bays. Haven't seen nearly as many tramp crews this year.
So there's actually a boardroom somewhere and with all these company heads in it?
Sitting around drinking whiskey and smoking cigars, yeah, probably. Can't say for sure, of course. Doubt I'll ever see the inside of it myself.
Wasn't this like 80 years ago or something? Shouldn't they be like dead? I'm looking for something a little more local.
Commandant Sanita might have a couple of folks she needs killed. Bad folks, I mean. Not
okay.
Regular folks. She'll be at the security desk behind me. Chief Junlei might have an errand needs running. She's all tied up trying to fix our heat problem. You'll find her in engineering.
No kidding? I'd love to get a look at this old girl's innards. I bet they're real twisty and weird. In a good way.
You're weird. How about something long-term?
If you're thinking to make a career here, don't waste your time.
Wasn't sure how to take
Full-time
that.
jobs on Groundbreaker tend to be inherited, or go to a fellow crew member's kid. Keep it in the family, you know.
Patriarchy. Let's see.
Relative to the board holdings? Not really. But there's a few with the means to go where they will. They aren't rich, but they aren't likely to look too close at your work history either.
What do you know about sublight salvage?
They strip the parts from derelict ships and abandoned outposts. There's some that say they make the derelicts and encourage folks to abandon their steads. Sublight gives me the creeps. I've known folks who went to work for them and just vanished. They're on the promenade run by a woman named Lilia Hagen. I'm only telling you so you know to avoid them.
Which is exactly what I'm not going to do.
All right.
What can you tell me about him?
He's friendly enough unless you speak ill of the board. Get the sense he doesn't care for Groundbreaker much. Not that he would, being a board man and all. He's our liaison.
So there's tension between the Groundbreaker and board.
They can't abide an independent township, especially not one they gotta depend on. We're the first and last stop out of this colony. All their interstellar freighters come through us, and we skim a few bits off the top in manifest processing fees with every one. Folks around here will bluster that the board hates our freedom, but really, they know we can stop their out-system shipments anytime we like, and that terrifies them.
Where are they sending stuff out of the system?
Do you mean the heat? Sure, we could make them fix it, but what would they do in retaliation? They got assault cruisers, gunships, and a handful of mining operations at their fingertips.
So you gotta solve it
Push
yourself.
it too hard, maybe they decide we'd be better in 10 trillion little pieces. Or they'd cobble together a new Groundbreaker and put us out of business.
The board wouldn't do that. Would they?
The board is necessary to provide order to the colony. They believe it's their prerogative to overrun you. But whether you allow that is up to you.
It's a tough line to walk, no doubt about that. But we may do all right. So far, anyway.
Okay.
Sure
Thanks
thing.
for the info. I know Parvati has a thing against drinking. She's already said so once, so...
Most places are on the promenade deck.
I'm wondering
Big
if
door
she has
yonder,
anything to
straight
say.
through security. There's a bar on the starboard side. I got a preference for the Lost Hope myself.
Lost
Talk to
Hope.
Vera. She'll set you right.
Got it.
You need anything else? You let me know. Don't want anyone saying Groundbreaker's not the most hospitable port in the colony.
See you around.
Be seeing you.
Okay, so we got a few places to look at. 71, 137. What's the quests I have? Speak to Gladys, talk to Udom. Got the holographic shroud. Companion, we have 3. Introduce Parvati to Junlei. Ask Ada about the SAM unit, which I can't do now that my ship's grounded, essentially. I should have done that before. Oops. Locate security terminal in the ground breaker. So there's a science weapon on the ground breaker, and then there's one in his lab. And this one's just speak to Gladys in Udon Bedford. So we have to go to Gladys for two different things, I thought. Not, but we'll do the companion quests first, just because I like doing companion quests. But let's save it. And I'm gonna go ahead and pause it here. And when we come back, we will do some questing. Usually I do side quests and stuff like off camera, but this is the first time I played this game, so you're along for the ride with me. I'll see you guys in a bit. Later.